Good morning and welcome to your Daily Sparks. Psalm 73 is written by a guy called Asaph. And he begins the psalm with a declaration of the goodness of God to his people. Yet in spite of this divine reality, he confesses that he had almost departed from the right path. Why? Because he envied the arrogant and saw the prosperity of the wicked. Now, Asaph was feeling conflict between his theology and his experience. And more than a few Christians have been tempted to think in a similar way. They look at those who oppose God, whose lives seem to say, hey, followers of God, why are you wasting your time? I care nothing about God, I live as I please, and I'm doing just fine. And there's lots of those people around. So notice that Asaph didn't hide his feelings from God. He was honest about his confusion and frustration. And when you're upset and you feel God has let you down, bring your struggles to him. Just be honest and open up and say, Lord, I'm struggling. Don't have to accuse him, just share your heart. And don't cover it up because he knows your heart anyway. He's not afraid of your concerns. He's not troubled by your disappointments. Disappointment, his appointment. You just change the first letter and you see it differently. It's far better to pour out your anger and anxiety to God through prayer than to bury them inside and have it turn to sin, which Asaph says in his psalm he almost did. Now later in the psalm, Asaph indicates a turning point when he entered the presence of God. He experienced a fresh vision of his glory and gained an eternal perspective regarding the wicked. So Asaph began this psalm with, but for me, my feet almost slipped. But he finishes with, but for me, God's presence is for my good. So what happened between verses 2 and verse 28? He encountered God and he worshipped him. And in the presence of God, he found truth, hope, and strength that he needed to face his days. As a result, he wants nothing more than to just tell others about God. So let life's confusion, let those questions about why the wicked prosper and all that sort of stuff, let it drive you to God, not away from God. Because if you do that and you worship God in spite of that, then you will find that you'll have victory in your life day by day. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow on Sparks.